What is going on, guys? This is your host, the Infitama 1 3 side, Tan Tiger 01, Deep and Gold Dragon. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, follow me on Twitter, Tan Tiger 01, Twitch at Infitama 1, follow me on Instagram as well, hit that bell notification button. I'm here to give you my thoughts on match 6 of the Walton. Apparently, it is the Walton Tri Series that is taking place in Ireland between Ireland, Bangladesh, and West Indies. This was match 6, Ireland versus Bangladesh. Right. First of all, this was a dead rubber match, so I sort of wanted to see Taskin Ahmed play because we need more people with with a bit more pace. And yeah, Abu Jaid played and Rubul Hussain played. Was not particularly happy with their wayward bowling. Hold on. Actually, I forgot to do this. Let me just get the scorecard out. Because sorry about this. I just it's just something that just slipped my mind. I usually have the scorecards out. Right. So Ireland batted first after winning the toss. Scored just a moment. If my mouse will stop fidgeting. 292 for 8. And Bangladesh in return scored 294 for 4 uh, by 43 overs. Like after completing 43 overs. All right. As for Ireland, okay. Paul Sterling scored a well-made 130, but it was 141 balls, 8 4s and 4 6s. Uh, was it James McCullum or Josh McCullum or something like that? Uh, scored 5. Andy Balburney scored 20 of 20 balls. Who was next? William Porterfield, the captain, scored 94 of 106 balls. K. O'Brien scored 3. Hold up. I'm sorry. This is it's a problem with Internet Explorer because it actually messes up a lot. Okay. Yeah, but it seemed to be active now. Then I think so. It's Matthew or Matt or Mark Adair. Uh, 11 of 7 balls. Then you had uh, uh, Gary Wilson, their wicket keeper, 12 of 6 balls, and George Dockrell, 4, and okay, I don't know what the BJ stands for. Well, hopefully it doesn't stand for what it is. Uh, McCarthy was uh was not out. Um, scored a run, and Boyd ranked it says here Boyd Rankin and Jamie Little did not bat, or at least that's what it says on the scorecard. You usually, if you're 9 down, it should read like that. Okay. Abu Jaid, in terms of the bowling, 9 overs, 58 runs for 5 wickets at 6.44. Rubel Hussain, 7 overs, 2 maidens, importantly, for 41 runs for a wicket at 5.85. Mohammad Saifuddin, 9 overs for 43 runs for 2 wickets, 4.77. He needs to stop doing his bicep flexing thing, by the way. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, actually, they lost 8 wickets, and the rest of the bowlers went wicketless. Mosaddaq Hussain bowled 8 overs for 32 runs. Shakib Al Hassan bowled 9 overs for 65 runs. A bad day in the office for Shakib, and a bad day in the office for Mashrafi Motors as well. 8 overs for 47 runs. Relatively bad day, because he generally gets wickets. Okay, in reply, Bangladesh, Tamim Iqbal scored, wait, stupid scorecard. Okay, Tamim Iqbal scored 57 of 53 balls. Liton Das scored 76 of 67 balls. Shakib Al Hassan, who was retired hurt, scored 50 of 51 balls. Mushfiq Rahim scored 35 of 33 balls. Mahmudullah remain not out, 35 of 29 balls. Mosaddaq Hussain, 14 of 17 balls. And I believe Sabir Rahman remained not out. I think he actually hit the winning runs, 7 of 8 balls. As for the Irish bowling, Matt Adair or Mark Adair, 10 overs for 52 runs and a wicket. McCarthy, I think Brian McCarthy, 10 overs, 61 runs for a wicket. Josh Little, 8 overs, 67 runs for nothing. Boyd Rankin, 7 overs, 48 runs for 2 wickets. And George Dockrell, 8 overs, 57 runs for no wickets. Okay. Okay. Now for a good amount of time, I was actually following this match on thing on audio commentary, like live audio commentary, and especially the Bangladeshi bowling. From now, a couple of things to mention. First of all, and I even saw the highlights. First of all, towards the beginning, Bangladesh need to stop doing this. They need to stop doing this. They need to stop bowling wayward once the innings begin. You need to be completely on your game. If you have to, like Marshall says, we're gonna make it to the semifinals. If you have to make it to the semifinals, you have to be on your game right from the get-go. That means none of this wayward bowling. This is why I was not too happy with Abu Jaid. In fact, in the beginning, I was very, 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 very frustrated. I'm like, Lord Almighty, why is Abu Jaid playing again? Why is he bowling all these bad deliveries? And for that, for that reason, also, like, or with that argument, why is Rubul Hussain also bowling so many bad deliveries? All these deliveries down leg side, down leg side, down leg side, down leg side. And listen, if you can't bowl a short delivery properly, just don't bowl it. Don't bowl it. I'm not saying bowl everything full, but you need to vary up your length. You need to vary up your pace. And especially if you can swing the ball, you need to vary up your angles as well. Make sure the ball pitches in the right direction. Abu Jaid, he's constantly like, listen, if you're a swing bowler, you try and do this. Like, even subconsciously, you try and do this. You try to bowl the ball kind of wide so that it swings back in. You, yeah, that doesn't happen every delivery, okay? That doesn't happen every delivery. For the most part, you should have a good idea on how much you are able to extract in terms of swing on the day. Okay, on the day. And then depending on that, just adjust your line and length. If you can control the amount of swing that you get, adjust your line and length. And this is why, like, we're building up to the World Cup, and here's what I really wanted to see Taskin Ahmed. Apparently, like, what I heard in the radio commentary, Abu Jaid and Taskin Ahmed are going back to the, after the 17th, they're going back to the elite camp, and after that, they're gonna make a final decision. Okay, Rubul Hussain needs to check himself as well. And there were, in the highlights I saw 2 drop catches. Apparently there were 3, or the radio commentators say there were 3, and especially, and 2 of them they should have been taken at this level. Especially, like, the second one that happened back to back, which would have, especially the second one that would have given Shakib Al Hasan a wicket. That would have, he still has the time to do this, but that would have made him definitively the fastest to 250 wickets and 5,000 ODI runs. He still has time to do this. He still has a good amount of ODIs ahead of him to do this. But yeah, that just goes to show you, like, like, Shakib's that dude, man. Like, the greatest pure left arm spinning all rounder of all time. Shakib's that dude, man. Anyways, in terms of look, and I will have to say, yeah, William Paul Sterling well played, but here's why I mentioned the number of balls it took to actually score those runs. It's the strike rate. In this World Cup, it's most likely going to be a battle of strike rates, because matches leading up to the World Cup tend to be decently high scoring enough. And this is Clontarf, where the boundaries are kind of small and the pitch is very good for batting anyways. So in that regard, I would say yeah, Ireland, yeah, you had those scores of 90 and 100 and 120 odd, but the strike rate was not for the most part was not 100%. The strike rate was not 100. And yes, Ireland is not playing in the World Cup, so it doesn't really matter to them. But when you're competing against a team that is playing in the World Cup and looking to improve their batting, yeah, you have to score runs at a very brisk pace. So, like I said, congratulations to William Porterfield, congratulations to Paul Sterling, but unfortunately it could not manifest into a score over 300 or something that was defendable on this ground, especially with that bowling. Sorry to say this, Ireland, but your bowling's not that good, unfortunately. All right. So I mentioned the drop catches. Now here's another thing. I would not be too happy with the death bowling, because you still gave away almost 100 runs with this wayward type of bowling. So I'm not too happy with that. And yes, a good amount of wickets came when they were trying to charge the bowlers. So I wouldn't ride. I wouldn't be too high on Abu Jaid. I wouldn't like if I Abu Jaid. I wouldn't ride too high on that performance. I would ride high on it, but I would still know that there's work to there's work to be done. And especially with Abu Jaid's case, there is a lot of work uh, to be done. If he considers himself to be a worthy contender of being in this uh, Bangladesh squad that has a potential to make it to the semifinals. Like I covered with the previous games with Pakistan versus England and whatnot. Here now more than ever, you cannot afford to bowl bad. The batsmen are finding more and more ways to score runs off the good balls. Imagine what they're gonna do to the bad balls. With that being said, what was nice to see from Bangladesh was the strike rate and the ease with which they actually got to this 294 total. Like, they got this, like, just at the end of the 43rd over, like 43.0 overs. They got to 294, so indicating a better than six strike rate. If you could improve upon that, I would strongly recommend that you do. But that was also nice to see Tamim Iqbal and Liton Das. Although there were one or two drop chances, Bangladesh Bangladesh still needs to look into this, how not to give chances, because the better ranked sides are not going to drop these catches, especially in a tournament as significant as the World Cup. They're not going to drop these catches. So apart from that, the strike rate was actually pretty impressive to see. Good to see Tamim Iqbal, like, still scoring those runs. I wouldn't say the way he got out was completely unlucky, but it was maybe a tad bit unlucky and whatnot because played on. Uh, it was nice to see Litton Das in some decent form as well. Although I have a feeling he might not fare that well against the bigger sides. For some reason, I have that feeling. Like, especially, like, watching how he hoiks the ball uh, over a deep square leg for six, or, like, a deep mid wicket for six. Something tells me that if the ground were a bit bigger and if the bowling was a bit better, if he tries that same stuff, he's gonna get caught out. Okay, Shakibul Hasan, apparently he went out with a side strain. Hopefully he gets better. He went out after 50, so hopefully he does get better. Mushfiqur Rahim, well, it was a soft dismissal. Like, he tried to play one ball down leg side, and it was a soft dismissal. That's all you can say. But still, he apart from these one or two soft dismissals, it looks like he's still in pretty good form. He just needs to polish up these one or two soft dismissals type of scenarios. It was good to see Mahmudullah in some form as well. Musaddaq Hussain, now there's a point of concern. Musaddaq Hussain. Um, maybe he should be replaced by someone else. I know he can bat, but is he ready for this stage? That's that's the question. Is he ready for this stage? And Sabir Rahman, the irony of him actually claiming the night before that he's gonna try and work on his bowling and fielding as well, and then going down to drop a catch or catches the way he did. Very ironic, don't you think? Although in terms of batting, hopefully, like, he can be that quick scoring wall that Bangladesh so desperately needs in the lower middle order. But I wouldn't bank too much on his bowling. I really wouldn't bank too much on his bowling, because I don't think these pitches in England at this time are gonna give you too much turn. Okay. Uh, the Irish bowling is, like, what it is. It's what you expect. Like, when it comes to Ireland, their batting is clearly way better than their bowling. But getting back to Bangladesh's bowling, it was nice to see Muhammad Saifuddin actually, like, like, get those wickets and not go for too many runs, whilst the others went for a good amount of runs, which is also a bit worrying to see. But still, he's give him a little bit of time. If all the stars align, if uh, basically all the right pieces are in place, and if he takes the right actions, I have a feeling he has the potential to become a pretty decent utility bowler. Like not like a prodigious talent, but a pretty decent line and length type of bowler who can extract a little bit of swing. But with that being said, congratulations to Abu Jaid for his first 5 wicket haul in his second ODI, and hopefully we should get a good match for Bangladesh versus West Indies in the finals. Hopefully Shakib will return from his injury, and hopefully instead of Abu Jaid or something like that, we'll get to see Taskin Ahmed or whatnot. Or maybe we'll not get to see Taskin Ahmed, or maybe we'll get to see Naim Hassan or whatnot. Me, I would prefer you actually play a winning 11, because this is essentially your last ODI, your last proper ODI before the World Cup begins. So I would say play your best 11. All right, and hopefully Bangladesh will win. But be wary of Sheho, be wary of Sunil Ambre or Sunil Ambris. Yeah, Darren Bravo not in good form, but still be wary of him. Be wary of Jason Holder. That West Indian lineup, once they click, they can bat. And don't write off people like Kemar Roach and Shannon no, and Sheldon Cottrell just yet. I believe Shannon Gabriel's here as well. Don't write them off just yet. We all know Kemar Roach is actually a quality bowler. He's just going through a rough patch right now, but we all know Kemar Roach is a quality bowler. So, and like I said, don't as for Bangladesh, here's my advice: just don't underestimate West Indies at any cost. Remember, in fact, if Mashrafi was not mistaken, Mashrafi said that Bangladesh has never won a tri-series final, so they can at least do this and learn how to properly win pressure games in conditions which are not bilateral tournaments, because we don't want Bangladesh to become a South Africa junior. That South Africa, yeah, all this talent, all good and whatnot. When it comes to a semifinals or a finals, they lose pretty much all the time. We don't want that to happen. All right, that's about it, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this match in the comment section below. What changes do you predict will happen in the next match, and who do you see winning the finals between West Indies and Bangladesh? As always, leave in the comment section below and hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification button. This is your boy MC Tamont and Visai, the Bengal Dragon, signing out.